With so much software available in the short-term rental industry these days, it's increasingly difficult to keep up to date with what's on the market and to determine whether it's a maybe or a must-have for you and your business. So meet one provider each week in a short interview, learning what they do and what they offer. So if you have around 15 minutes to spare, it could prove to be a very good investment to stick around. So let's see who and what is out there, one by one, with me, Deborah Larby, also known as the Guest Inspector. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Techsplained with the Guest Inspector. Hopper, or if you're American or from somewhere else, Hopper, is a mobile app that combines data and artificial intelligence to predict future prices and alerts travelers to price drops and for flights and accommodation, all of which are booked through the app. Hopper Homes is the newest category they've added, where users can now search and book vacation rentals on the app. They announced recently that they are offering a cancel for any reason policy, and everyone is popping their popcorn and waiting to see what happens. Is this going to cost Hopper big time, or will it be a turning point for the industry? In the meantime, as a property manager, what does it mean for you to have your properties on Hopper, and what are their policies? I'm speaking with John today from Hopper Homes, who will explain all of that. Hello, John. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on today.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming along. So I actually start off with an elevator pitch. One sentence, how you describe Hopper. Did I summarize it enough in the intro? Did I miss it?
Yeah, you summarized it. It's pretty good. We're there's some things that are a little off, but we'll get into that. Hopper is we're an OTA, and we started off with flights, hotels, and cars. Truly, we started off with flights years ago as a price prediction tool for when's the best time to go ahead and book flights. And it has evolved over the years, and we just went live with homes in January.
Mm-hmm. So this is like with the flights, it's like dynamic pricing for flights, but then now you also use dynamic pricing for the hotels and now for the holiday rentals?
Yes. So, with flights, we can predict flights. Hopper can predict flights with 95% accuracy, the cost of flights. So that's some of our fintech and some of the stuff we're going to talk about later, price freeze and stuff like that. That's where we have trillions and trillions of data points on flights. And so to be able to predict that and have that data, it allows us to offer these services without going,
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's start off with your audience. Who is your audience? Because initially your clientele were the Gen Zs and the Gen Ys. How are you going to target the other generations and the boomers? And what kind of guests will you provide in what kind of numbers, like in terms of data?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Hopper user is an app-friendly demographic. That's how I like to put it. If you think about a millennial, millennials are into their 30s now, and Gen Z and Gen Y, these are travelers that are not afraid to go ahead and travel. And we actually at Hopper have seen an increase in travel and bookings throughout the whole the whole pandemic. So these are travelers that most property managers want to go ahead and have in their back pocket because they're not afraid to book. They're traveling throughout the whole time. But I think a big misconception is, and we think of a millennial, like I'm in my 40s, right? I think a millennial, well, shoot, they're only a few years younger than me, and these are families, they're young travelers, but they're also, they have high paying jobs, most of them today. So and to the other extent is, we are targeting, our app alone, according to Apptopia, Hopper is the #1 downloaded app in the OTA app in the United States last year. So there's 70 million downloads on the app alone, but we also have, Switch is a closed user group, right? So these are millions of daily users. So as a property manager, these are eyes that potentially have not seen your inventory. But we also go ahead and we add, we have partnerships with, for example, Capital One. Now, Capital One, we are the rewards program for travel. Hopper is the engine behind their travel program. So if you think about Capital One, 40 million card users doing $40 billion worth of business on their credit cards every year. When they want to go ahead and book travel, now it's all through Hopper. And now we're expanding into that boomer demographic. Now we're looking at over 100 million closed user group.
Mm-hmm. Just out of interest, is Hopper only going to stay as an app, or will it develop into a website as well?
We will go ahead and develop into a website as well. We're actually in the process of going ahead and do that, especially if you think about it for homes. If you want to go ahead and, look at that, it's a little bit easier to go ahead and pop it up on your computer and expand and to see that and to show grandma where she's going to be staying on a larger screen. But today it's app only, and there'll still always be a tie into the app, an app functionality for logging in and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Now, what are the requirements to list with you? What are the minimum number of properties? Who creates the listing? Who writes the description? And also, since it's an app, is there a website for Hopper Homes, like with the manager dashboard?
Great questions. And let's keep in mind that we pushed out an MVP. So that is, we pushed out and really, like, the whole process behind a Hopper is that we want to put out a product quickly. And then so it's out there, and we pushed it out in January, and then we're going to be continuing going and making that product better. So we're starting off, yes?
An MVP, for those that don't know, is a minimum viable product. So they've done the minimum product and pushed it out. Continue, sorry.
Thank you. Sorry. We're Techsplained, right? Yeah. So we put that out quickly to go ahead and get that out there. Now, as far as, there is no Hopper Homes today. There will be a Hopper Homes website. There is a special area on the app itself that is Hopper. So we're differentiating. We're not like some other OTAs are going to be, hotels and homes together, and as vacation rentals or whatever you want to do. We have a very separate, can you go ahead and, I don't think I answered that exactly correctly for you.
No, I was asking about, what does it take to list with you? I mean, what are the minimum properties? Who creates the listing? Things like that. Can any property manager come on board?
Today, not every property manager can come on board. We are focused on North America only today, the Caribbean, that area. And it's through our partnerships through either a channel manager or direct connections through property management software. So we have connections with Rentals United. We have connections with NextPax. We have our first direct connection coming out with Track Hospitality Software, and we have tons of other channel managers and property management softwares that are lining up and that we're talking to that are ready to go as soon as we can go ahead and get the development behind it and build those APIs out. So to start, you have to go through there. In the future, may we open it up to go ahead and say like a direct onboarding through a portal of that's no problem. For us on the sales front, we're looking for where our Hopper, where's our demographic, where are guests searching to go ahead and book in North America, and that's where we want to go ahead and make sure we have the inventory to support those searches. As far as so I don't really have, and we don't really have a minimum, 10, let's say 10, 15, somewhere in there. If you have one or two properties, that the time today is not really worth it. Not that we don't want to work with them. With that said, if they're in a high target area that, there are lots of search results there, and someone has 5 units and they can connect with one of these, our API connections, yeah, we'll talk to them.
Yeah. So currently it's just through channel manager, through API connections, not directly with you. And also, so you're in North America now, or in Americas. When are you heading over to Europe?
Everything's a moving target, but right now we're looking at later this year. We're going to go ahead and expand into some European markets later this year with a global expansion on the horizon.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Now, you mentioned not you, but I've heard about transparency in pricing. Now, Susan Ho, I heard an interview with her. She's the head of Hopper. She said customers on Hopper are shown a total price on the app. There's no breakdown showing cleaning or taxes or anything like that. And she also said that your customer base cares about pricing and that we do everything we can to ensure they are getting the best price. So how does pricing work on Hopper? What commissions do you take? And what about extras like local taxes?
Yeah, so great questions. Hopper, Susan is the revenue leader and head of Hopper Homes, and everything he just said there is correct. How we go ahead and take the pricing and, with price transparency is that, we obsess over our customers. And if we think of Hopper Homes and like homes, we have our customers that are using our app. Then also our customers are not only those customers, but they're the property managers and the homeowners at the property managers. And so we have three different types of customers. Now, as far as pricing goes, we go ahead and we ask the property manager to push a net rate to us minus a percentage. Okay, so that percentage is basically their cost. So it's not really a commission-based model. It's like, so for example, say it's $100 a night for, we'll do easy math here, $100 a night room. We're asking them to push, say, net -5. So through their channel manager or whatever that net rate is, hey, in that example, they're going to push $95 to Hopper. Now Hopper will go ahead and we will price accordingly above that $95 to price it $1 cheaper than Booking, $2 cheaper than Airbnb, X amount of, whatever in there. And that's our take. So that net -5, and then, so we can go ahead and adjust, and we could take a less take on that to make sure that we're giving our customers the lowest prices possible.
That's very interesting. So it's not a flat rate commission. It's just a difference in the prices. And so what about you're bunching in the cleaning costs and the taxes as well? So you factor all of that in when you pull the amounts through the channel manager?
No, so it's going to be net -5 plus cleaning fees and taxes, right? Now, but what the guest sees on the app is they're just going to see it all as one.
Yeah.
So, and so it's not going to be like, oh, what is this? What is that? So they're going to just see, all right, this is what I'm paying.
Yeah, that's good user experience, actually, having it all in one price. Yep. Okay. So Hopper takes the payment. When does the property manager get paid?
The property manager gets paid at check-in.
Okay, day of check-in.
So Hopper's a merchant of record, and the property manager gets paid at check-in.
Right. Okay, good. Now, what about security deposits? With your promise of transparency, how do security deposits fit in with your process?
Yeah, great question. So security deposits today are, well, first and foremost, let's kind of backtrack a little bit. When a booking is made, post-booking, what we end up giving the property manager the contact information and email of the guests. So now the property manager is in control. Now the property manager, if there's a security deposit or if there's any sort of rental agreement or whatnot, they have access to the guests, and they're going to go ahead and reach out on their own with that information to go ahead and gather all that information. Now, in the, I don't want to say fine print, but in the important information on the app, it will say the property manager will reach out to you to go ahead and, it'll put all those terms in there. But once the booking is made, we're going to hand that off to the property manager.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was actually going to ask you about the guest data. So the property manager does get the guest details. So you're saying name and email address. And are you relying on your customer loyalty and being a one-stop shop to keep those customers? Because there's a big push that once a guest walks in the door, we want to keep them and remarket to them. Would you be nervous about that at all?
No, I mean, truly, that's not the point. And I know I'm talking to one of the co-founders of the Book Direct show. So, I mean, I'm okay with all this. No, the interesting thing here is that we obsess over our customer. We want our customer to have the best rate possible. And there's lots of things to get the customer to come back to Hopper. Hopper, I mean, we are a super app. That's the whole point of what we're doing. The guest experience is there. When a Hopper transaction is made, guests can earn Hopper Carrot Cash, which is our own it's our currency. It's our incentive program to making different processes. I mean, purchases through the Hopper app in general. And there's some more tie-ins to some fintech stuff. I know questions you're going to be asking me that will also keep them with us.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to ask, this is the big mama that I wanted to talk about. Can you explain your cancellation policies? Because you offer a flexibility in terms of cancellation and this cancel for any reason policy. What if a manager has a strict cancellation policy? How do all of these policies work together?
Great question. And a couple disclaimers here. First and foremost, our fintech products are not like on right now for Hopper homes. They're coming.
Yep.
So we will be bringing them to the short-term rental and vacation rental space. Today, they're not here.
So popcorn yet?
No, I mean, we're close. I mean, but we need data. So, I mean, right now, what we're doing is we ask our property managers to give us the same cancellation policy, like no worse cancellation policy that they push to the other OTAs and other channels that they push. And then we're going to go ahead and be okay with that cancellation policy. So we're going to use their own cancellation policy. Now, our cancel for any reason and pay now, buy now, pay later, and different things that we're doing with other verticals, we're looking to go ahead and bring into the space. Mm-hmm. I can kind of talk about what cancel for any reason is. Cancel for any reason, let's look at, say, a hotel. Let's say that you are going to go ahead and book a flight and come to New York City in 3 months from now, and you're going to spend $250 a night in a room. Okay, and then on the Hopper app, it's going to pop up and say, Hopper has made this room cancel for any reason for an additional $50 a night. And I'm just throwing some number out there. It could be, whatever that risk is, Hopper is going to go ahead and assign a number to that. Okay, great. So that's 3 months in the future. This makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this fintech product, financial technology. Okay, so great. So you've purchased that, and Hopper makes 60% of our revenue on fintech. Like that's where we make our money, and that allows us to go ahead and also those type of things when we're talking about price transparency and being able to give the lowest price to our guests. We're not necessarily worrying about every transaction making the most money because we make a lot of our revenue through fintech. So great, you decide you want to cancel that trip. Okay, so you go ahead and you cancel for any reason. Well, first and foremost, that hotel was paid on booking because you did the cancel for any reason, not in check-in. They're paid on booking. So they're paid their net rate, whatever they had worked out with Hopper. They're already paid. You cancel. So what happens now? As a guest, you have two options. You can either get 80% back on your credit card or you can get 100% back in carrot cash.
Mm-hmm.
So this technology, so everybody wins in that scenario. You as the guest win, because you had the ability to go ahead and cancel, and the risk is wholly on Hopper. So it doesn't even touch the cancellation policy of, say, that hotel. It doesn't matter. We're taking care of it because the hotel's already paid. Now, in the vacation short-term rental space, we're going to end up doing the same thing, but we need the data to back it. We don't have the data yet. We don't know what those risks are. And we might have different thresholds on different things, on some luxury. We don't know. We need some time and we need some data.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, to wrap it up, the vacation, this will be coming to the short-term rental space, and it will not affect any cancellation policy that the property managers have, because this will be a separate additional thing that, because the property manager in that circumstance will be paid on booking anyways.
Mm. Oh, so they're paid on booking, not on the day of check-in, even though the guest doesn't arrive.
Right. If it's canceled for any reason.
Yeah. So if it's canceled for any reason and the guest, you get paid, the guest cancels, that means the manager can open up the dates and double their income on those dates.
Potentially. I don't know if there's any fine print. And of course, I'm sure there's a roundabout way to go ahead and do something, but again, we're very early stages in it, but that's,
yeah.
Potentially.
And given that I fly a lot and I like frequent flyer points, just let me know, is 1 carat $1?
Not exactly. It depends, and there's different multipliers depending on what you're doing in different times. But no, yes, no, I apologize. Yes, when you have 1 carat, it is $1, but you're not going to earn, like, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio earning. But yes, when you have $250 in carrot cash, it translates as $250.
Okay, that all sounds good. Right, if you guest verifications, managers sometimes like to verify their guests. What happens if the manager then cancels a booking, a Hopper booking?
So if a manager cancels a Hopper booking, we have an amazing onboarding team. We have an amazing account management team, and they go ahead and cancel it, and we'll go ahead and obviously recognize that. Right.
So you look after the guest, and it's no penalty to the manager if they cancel.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Great. Well, I've come to the end of my questions. Is there anything else besides, granted, Hopper Homes and all of this is in the future, but it's very, very interesting to know about now. Is there anything else you want to add to it that we should know?
No, I think the biggest thing to know with Hopper and Hopper Homes is to always remember that, you know, we've hired and we're always hiring we as well, but like the smartest, like people in the room. Like we want to hire the people that obsess over our guests. I mean, that's our number one reason what we're trying to do. And we're trying to really hire smart people because Hopper Homes is its own like independent vertical compared to, you know, hotels. And so we do our own thing, but we're all part of the Hopper family. And so if there's any engineers out there, if there's any people looking for a great role, we're always looking to put the smartest people in the seats at Hopper Homes.
Mm-hmm. Now, you touched on co-director of the Book Direct show. I just actually wanted to touch on that thing. You get the booking, you send the guest information to the manager runs with it, they get full control. They just don't have the merchant of record. You take the payment, but in terms of wowing the guest in the whole process from booking till after they checked out, the manager has complete control over that.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you very much for your time. Now, if anyone has any questions at all, please pop them in the comments box below, and I will put links for Hopper Homes and I will put links for the guest inspector. And thank you again for your time and good luck with everything.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Bye.